Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. This is Music with T. And I'm joined with my sister, T, drinking coffee.
What?
Oh my goodness.
We weren't supposed to tell anyone, David. This is the secret.
You're breaking the system here. Gosh.
Coffee's yummy too. Sometimes.
It is, but tea is better. Can we just agree? If we could have a moment of honesty.
I agree that tea is better, but on occasion, I like drinking coffee.
SMH. Too much caffeine. Look at this. Well, we have a very exciting episode because we are going to dive into one of my favorite bands from one of my favorite albums. It is Empty House.
One of the favorite songs.
Yeah, favorite song from the album Air for Free. This is Relient K's most recent album. Relient K is a Christian pop punk band. I think they gained a lot of popularity in the early 2000s, but Air for Free is, I think, their finest album. And this is a song on there. This is going to be a little bit of a departure from our last episode. This is a little bit of a lighter song. Well, not about lighter, but simpler, I guess.
Yeah.
Less
in
intense,
some ways.
Less complex, certainly, but still good.
Very good.
Very good, yes. You've got your Relient K t-shirt, I see.
Oh, I do. Yeah.
The people at home can't see that because we're too lazy to have webcams.
Yes, but I do have a Relient K t-shirt on. It's very nice.
It is very nice.
I didn't even think about that, but it worked out well.
It did indeed. But without further ado, let's just get into it. Let's listen to this. This is Relient K, Empty House. Piano is so good in this.
There was this time when I was thinking about the little sides, and you can think this thing that you want.
The first time I heard this, I was in love. I was just like, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
Right off the gate, I really appreciate the piano. It's
Yes.
it's not overdone. It's kind of light, it's simple. I just really like it. I don't know why.
Simple melodies can be very powerful.
Yeah.
If you're a Hans Zimmer fan, you know this. He's a big champion of very simple repeating melodies, but they can be so good.
I don't know how we ended up on Hans Zimmer already, but
I'm sorry.
Gosh.
But it's because he also often does just simple little patterns like this one, kind of.
Yeah.
But somehow it really gets you.
Really interesting the way his voice, and we'll talk a little bit more about kind of what Matt Thiessen, the singer here, does with his voice, but I find it really interesting, and I quite enjoy the effect he creates. Let's get back to it.
And everything about you had the pains and get this on my mind. I'm crazy now. You got some days in downtown we get to set right. It still get my heart ache. Yeah, that's all I can engage. You gonna come until it's all done.
So, I want to kind of talk a little bit about the auto-tune that we have going on here. Because that's like a really interesting part of this song. I feel like a lot of people will instinctually dislike the auto-tune. And I've definitely heard people say that about this song.
Yeah.
Too. What do you think about it?
Well, I'm not really as much in the know. And
Don't say that to you. You're an expert.
Well, I don't know. I guess I don't have as much of a presupposed opinion about autotune. I'm like, I'm not even really I wasn't too clear on what it was, really. So
basically,
to me, this is just, he's using some kind of effect on his voice. I don't really know what it is.
Well,
it sounds cool,
yeah.
though. And I only learned later that people...
Well, auto-tune in general is electronically tuning your voice. So you sing a note,
remember...
and then you basically electronically change it so it is on pitch
Yes.
perfectly, whatever.
So I can get by that.
But yeah, in this song, it's really not being used in that way. It's really being used to create this voice effect, right?
Yeah, definitely.
It's like an electronic effect on top of his voice.
Especially because you can tell it's there.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, this is my real voice that's perfectly on tune, but it's actually not because I used auto-tune. It's
like an
clearly
instrument.
you can tell that it's not just his voice.
It's like he's adding an instrument to the song.
Mm-hmm.
I really like it. I think it fits well with the vibe of the song. It's this very melancholy kind of, I don't know, like almost sad song in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
There's like some like regret, and just the way that he sings it, I think really captures that.
Do you want to talk about how they recorded it a little bit before we hear too much
We'll
more,
get a
or
little
should we
bit
do
more
at
into
the
that.
end?
Let's keep listening.
Okay.
An empty house, trying to get myself back home. Nothing but an empty house, living without you. An empty house, trying to get myself back home. Nothing but an empty house, living without you.
Again, nothing's overstated here. It's just voice, piano.
You got this thing about you, everything I think about you is gonna go and make me something else. You've been smiling on my face for about them tongue this day.
Okay. So now maybe we can touch a little bit on the way the lyrics are constructed here,
Yeah.
because you'll notice that it's some of the words he's saying he kind of mumbles, right?
Yes.
So the interesting thing about this
Definitely.
song is Matt Thiessen wrote it, and he actually this that we're listening to is like the very first take they did of the
Yeah.
song, and he didn't even remember all his own lyrics.
Yeah, I think he said, especially at one point in the song, he didn't really know what he was singing.
So he literally,
was
the first time he
actually
sung,
mumbling.
he's saying it, and because usually when they go into a studio, they'll sing these songs a ton of times until they get exactly right. So the interesting thing about this song, though, is after they finished recording, they went back and listened to it, and he decided to just go with that first take, even though some of the lyrics were mumbled out, and that was like a conscious artistic choice to kind of get this vibe of someone's like kind of singing but almost aimlessly, not fully
Yeah.
like not like kind of like talking to themselves in a way,
Yes.
introspective, and like kind of letting thoughts trail out,
Yeah.
not fully, because
Not
sometimes
all finished.
yeah, because sometimes when you're thinking like on your own, you're sitting there like you don't always follow every single train of thought perfectly, or you're feeling this emotion that's too deep to fully put into words. So I thought that was really cool about, like, this song is to me like such an interesting.
It really fits. When you're listening to it, you think it sounds weird, but just with the whole song, it
Yeah.
makes sense.
And it's kind of
Somehow.
a unique choice. Like, not very many songs sound like this.
Yeah.
Even particularly for Relient K, I'd say this is kind of,
Yes. It's definitely unique.
but definitely more
think
in the
among
style
their-
of Air for Free. Way less. If you listen to one of Relient K's first couple albums, this song would be very out of place.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe not so much lyrically content, but definitely musically, quite different. But yeah, so that's why you're going to hear as you listen to the lyrics. Sometimes the lyrics aren't fully finished. It's pretty. Oh, and I guess another thing to add on to that is, I've seen people on the internet also comment that that's part of the idea of the autotune, is the autotune isn't finished. It's like they half autotune, but they still leave. So that distortion is basically the autotune not being finished. Like, if you have a finished autotune, it doesn't really sound like that. It sounds more natural. So anyway, that's kind of like adding into that idea of the unfinished nature of the song. So let's get back to it.
You believe it's true, and I believe it too, and everything's gonna be alright when you say I've got this thing about you.
I like that really understated guitar.
An empty house, time to get myself back.
Yeah, it kind of builds a little bit with that low
An empty house,
not just the piano, there's a little more support coming in.
an empty house, time to get myself back home. Nothing but an empty house, strangest time in my life. You had this minute, but it lasted on for many days. I don't know what that is, but everybody knows that I'm about to mumble out some. And that's the last time I could say it with a straight face. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. And baby, I don't want to do it unless you're.
That ending too, right? I think that the ending is like so perfect because he just trails off in the mid sentence, right?
Yeah.
Like unless you're.
And we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah. Really cool song. I love it.
Yes.
So let's talk about the lyrics. I think we covered the song itself. I mean, it's definitely like not crazy complex. I like the way his voice goes up and down. He kind of brings in that almost that whisper at certain points, which I think is cool.
Yeah.
But definitely musically a little more, straightforward. Let's look at some of the lyrics here. Kind of the funny thing about this is the lyrics aren't fully complete, and like I even was looking online, and some of the sites that had lyrics were like not totally right or complete, and it was kind of like, hopefully this is mostly right.
And even some of the things you can definitely tell he's saying, it's like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
totally.
yeah,
it still gives my heart ache.
Yeah,
like what does that mean? It's like it still makes your heart ache. It's like, which gives a thought of like thoughts.
Yeah.
Gives the thought of thoughts. That doesn't make much sense either, but
yeah, so it's clearly kind of this song about someone who
not reasoned speech. It's just
I mean, first of all,
emotional.
There's this really strong feeling of loneliness, like you're in an empty house, like nothing but an empty house. Even this line, like "time to get myself back home," is almost this idea of like you're away from your family, maybe.
Yeah.
Living in an empty house, and that can be a pretty lonely place, if you're just like, I've basically lived with my family all my life. I've almost never been totally alone, right? In a house.
I mean, I have.
Yeah. Wow.
Because you guys leave me.
Okay.
So
tragic.
Yeah.
Sorry. Wow, Tane. I didn't know.
Especially recently.
Oof,
and then you
okay.
have to eat supper by yourself. And the house is big and quiet.
Wow, this is
And it's
therapy
very sad.
time. Relient K therapy. Unexpected therapy. Anyway. But yeah, that definitely to me resonates too, because there's been a couple times when it's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, and then it's just time for everyone else to get back home.
But then there's definitely this thing of maybe like he's thinking about someone, and maybe they left him, perhaps.
Yeah, or
they're just in another place. They're not here. I don't know.
I always kind of thought they were dead, but
That's
a little darker.
I mean,
Especially,
it could be. Yeah.
Okay, at the very end, when he says, "Everyone knows I'm about to mumble out something." What that makes me think of is like he's in a relationship and he was about like everyone knows that they're going to get married and they think he's going to propose. That's what that makes me think of. And then either she died or she left.
Yeah.
And so it's like an unfinished relationship.
Yeah.
And he was looking forward to their life together and now she's gone.
Yeah. This
before
line,
it was even.
that's the last time I could say it with a straight face. It's almost like he's going to cry. Like he can't say that, or he's just going to fall into tears. Because oftentimes when you say straight face, you think like laughing, right? But I think this is more like crying. I don't know.
Maybe.
Or unless it's just saying, oh, this is silly.
Or he's smiling because he knows, I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow, so you want to hang out together? Because let's go somewhere. I don't know.
But it's, I mean, if it is someone who died, then that last line is really sad. Because it's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to do it unless you are here, right?
And then.
That's like the implied.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Whatever he's going to do tomorrow, he doesn't want to do without her or whoever.
Yeah. Anyway, cool song.
It is.
RK, always good stuff. We'll definitely have to get back to some RK.
Yes.
I mean,
there's many good ones.
I could hit probably half of Air for free, and I wouldn't even.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind. I want to do this one because it's a little bit different. Mm-hmm. It's it's a solid. I wouldn't even know if I would put it in like my top 5 Relient K songs, but it's definitely a really good song.
Yeah.
I like it a lot, and I like kind of what they did with it. So yeah, that was the old Empty House, Relient K. Good song.
Very good.
Hope you guys enjoyed listening to that as much as we enjoyed talking about it.
Yeah.
Any thoughts, T?
It's been fun. Not really.
Not really. Tane has no thoughts.
I already said my thoughts.
Okay, good. I'm glad everything that needed to be said has been said. And we will catch you guys in the next video.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you around.